Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're actually going to do some a little more competitive matches today with the deck. So only did a quick change. I ended up dropping one of the Foundry of the consoles for another mountain, so just gives us another red source. I feel like three, maybe too much. Maybe don't need three, and we do actually have some double color spells in here, so we want to make sure we can hit those when we need them. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do two mans yet, or maybe try League. I've never done League matches before, but they sound interesting. Some good suggestions from you guys for deck options. I'm just going to try this build for some competitive matches and then swap accordingly. But yeah, people have suggested like Outpost Siege. People have suggested, what were some other ones? Well, some people still think I should be running Ruination Guide. I'm not sure if I exactly agree with that one, but I think Chief of the Foundry is something I might explore. I mean, granted, it doesn't synergize with Vile Aggregate or Sky Spawner, but I wouldn't run a ton of them, maybe just one or two. I guess two is probably the number that feels right. And the 3 toughness is just so much better, I think, than being able to pump the Sky Spawner and the token in Vile Aggregate. Although that is a really good plus side of Ruination Guide, definitely. So I still think the biggest problems for this deck are Wingmate Rock, Siege Rhino. So the 4 Disdainful Strokes out of sideboard, hopefully those can pay off well for us. I think with this the couple extra 1-drop removal spells, we should be fairly well geared against a token deck. Someone suggested Dampening Pulse, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Feels like 4 mana, even against the token-based red decks, might be too slow. And Radiant Flames and Double Arc Lightning, I'm hoping is enough. I do want to actually get the bodies off the board too, in case of like a Tarka command or something. So, kind of makes sense to me. And we've got the Fiery Impulses too. I feel like we're fairly well positioned against a lot of decks. Definitely some people saying that we're too slow. We don't have enough going on early. But remember, I consider this deck more mid-range. I don't see this deck as an aggro deck. I see it much more as the mid-range or control deck in certain matches. So we're not in a big rush to kill. We can rebuild really early, so it's okay to like put a Whirler Rogue and a Pia and Kiran Alar on the board, get board wiped because we're just a Sky Spawner with a Ghost Fire Blade, or Aggregate with a Ghost Fire Blade, Engineer with a Ghost Fire Blade, all of those, like Ghost Fire Blade and our 4 drops, and even a lot of our 3 drops, and even the Hangerback Walker. Like, we just have a lot of sort of inherent protection against board wipe control-y decks. We can mid-range them out with counter backup fairly effectively, I think. So we have some good outs against aggro, I feel like, and against the mid-range decks, we can decide whether we want to be the more tempo, control player. Like, we can bring in the counters against other mid-range and perhaps do a little bit better, like the Abzan decks, for example. And then against control, I feel like we rebuild pretty well. So I guess we'll find out. We're going to do some more, presumably they're going to be more competitive matches here. And yeah, competitive or league, or 2-mans or leagues, we'll find out. I'll see what's more convenient for me. Okay, I ended up going with League. It looks like you're supposed to play like 5 matches. I think I'm probably just going to have 3 for this video. The nice thing it looks like you can do about League is you can play the games anytime you want. This is definitely a keep. Very awkward with triple Shivan Reef, by the way, but this is certainly still a keep. So, I think we still go Sky... Well, I guess it depends on the matchup, but prefer to go the Sky Spawner route. All right, well, Hangerback Walker number 2 might actually be the thing we're going to do instead. Since then I can go Hangerback Walker plus pump my first one, which I think is pretty good. If this one gets killed, maybe... Oh, Jace. Okay. We want to play the untapped land here, so... We're going to go Shivan Reef Hangerback number 2. Pass. Guess I could have done that on my turn, huh? Might have been smarter. Still not a huge deal. Yeah, this is fine too. Okay. Let's go. Sky Spawner. Swing with Thopter. Pass. Yeah, I guess I might as well pump now on my turn this time. So looks like he's going to have Jace on his turn. Gain 5 life too, huh? It's pretty good. Alright, looks like he's probably setting up for a board wipe, which I think makes sense. So I guess I can go Thopter Engineer, swing at Jace for 4. Sets me up for a better. I think what I like about this play is Pia and Kieran, if the Thopter Engineer lives, can get in with their tokens. Otherwise, my opponent's probably pretty motivated to try and board wipe, I would say. Plus, I have a blocker for Soulfire Grandmaster, so it seems okay. And he can't copy anything, so I guess that's good. Certainly motivated to board wipe, I would say. No, just gaining life. Alright. Looks like we're likely to be able to kill Jace then. Alright, this seems pretty good actually. So my opponent's got 1 mana up, which could be a burn spell. Which makes me not super stoked on playing Pia and Kieran. I think that's a better board wipe way to recoup ourselves here. I still feel like I can play something into this board, so let's attack Jace with everything. Just in case he's got the burn. And we are going to play, I think we're going to play into the... I mean, I guess I don't have to. Let's just chill. Alright. Well, I feel like if he's playing the Impulse, he's less inclined to board wipe, so maybe I do play the Pia and Kieran Nalaar next turn. Opponent's drawing a lot of cards. Oh, negate. Well, that makes me want to play the Vile Aggregate, so I think we're going to do that. Returning Jace and making me discard 5 cards in hand. What would I discard? Probably Sky Spawner. And him getting Jace back seems kind of irrelevant. We still beat Jace. I think we're going to let this resolve. So I'll discard Sky Spawner and he can get back Jace. I feel like we can beat that. Negate feels like it should be reserved for something that deals with this board. I'll save the aggregate too, I think, if he's got like Murderous Cut. Tassiger. Well, I think we can beat that too. So, if I draw a land, well, actually, I guess I don't even need to draw a land, do I? So I can kill Jace. I can play Pia and Kieran Nalaar and leave up Negate. That seems pretty good. I think we'll let him. Although if he gets the board wipe off after he resolves Jace, could be a problem. Guess technically he can double block Vile Aggregate. I think we're playing P and Kieran here. We get to trample over on that too. Duress. Well, Duress would have been good there against us. All right. I mean, he's gotta deal big here. So now he gets the chance to board wipe. He gets the chance to flip Jace, board wipe, flip Jace. Guess I can negate that, and I probably should. Because if at this point, if I don't counter that, he doesn't have to board wipe necessarily. I don't know. See, the thing is, if he has board wipe, he gets to do it anyway. If that makes sense. Well, if this is his best play, I'm not going to lose it. Oh, he does get to gain the life, though. Yeah, guess that's true. Guess I should have left up a red mana to wild slash the Grandmaster. So he gets his impulse back too. Gained a lot of life there, no doubt. Let's kill this. Actually, we're going to have this one go toward Jace too, just in case he's got like Murderous Cut. I know it seems a bit excessive, but I think we actually do play the aggregate. The reason I'm playing the aggregate here is, well, it's lethal next turn, but if he has a board wipe, Vile Aggregate by itself doesn't do all that much. So assume it's got to be dig. Digging through that time. Jace? Sure. Ghost Fireblade's a good one. So definitely putting it on a Thopter here. Because if he has an answer for aggregate, I don't want to deal with that. So let's equip up a Thopter here. Swing. He currently cannot activate Shambling Vent. So I guess we'll swing with everything here. Crackling Doom. Alright. This lets him crack back with Shambling Vent, I guess, but then he can't block with it. Yeah, I guess he gets value there too. So he's gonna flip Jace and dig again, maybe? You see 3 Jace this game? Yeah. So you can activate Shambling Vent, gain 2 life. He's digging. Wouldn't mind seeing my own dig, to be honest. So opponent can crack in with Shambling Vent. Should bring him up to 8. Well, opponent's got to have something else. But just in case they don't, I guess. Well, all tokens are heading towards opponent here. Oops. Well, I clicked reveal hand, but turned out to not matter because I don't have anything in my hand. All right, well, that was a good one for us. Beat a control-y deck. So I should have looked closer at his stuff, but it turns out Disdainful Stroke stops like Tassiger. I feel like I can beat Tassiger, though, since I just did. Considering I just did, I can beat Tassiger. The impulses for Jace seem pretty important, as well as Soulfire Grandmaster, which I want to say he's keeping in, but I feel like the negates are going to be pretty important. He played Dig Through Time, and what else did he play that I suddenly can't recall? He played Dig Through Time. He played Kolaghan's Command. He played Roast. Fiery Impulse, which isn't that good. I think the Radiant Flames is coming in, though, so the negates are going to be good for that. I think we're just going to drop... I don't know if I want to bring in more Fiery Impulses. I think 6 cards to deal with the Grandmaster and the Jace should ideally be enough. We can probably drop 1 Blade. It just seems like an easy card to side out, even though this is a pretty good match for it. Vile Aggregate was still pretty good, but... The Opter Engineer actually played really well, too. I got to be honest. Played really well with Piakin and Kieran Nalaar twice. So I could drop a Sky Spawner. Kind of want to keep the Engineers now. And I like the Aggregates because they don't die easily, but I feel like Board Wipes are probably coming in, too. Radiant Flames seems like what my opponent's going to bring in, though. It does seem like something that kind of deck would have against tokens in like red decks. So the negates seem good there. Let's drop an Aggregate versus a Sky Spawner. Guess we'll drop a Spawner. Okay, let's try this. Okay, looks like we're going to have to mulligan this one. 1 lander. This one's a keep. Seems actually pretty good. That's awkward, but... That is awkward. Guess we'll put it on top. I don't love it, but we do have a Foundry at least, which makes the keeping the island on top slightly better, but it's certainly awkward based on this hand. But not having a blue mana and then drawing blue spells seems really bad too. Oh, that's pretty good. I guess we'll slash. Let's get his life gain offline here. I think I'd rather do that than play a walker. I don't want him gaining life. Oh, another one, you say. Hangerback 2. Well, we're going to go Aggregate, because then we can play 2 Hangerbacks next turn. Okay. So we're going to take 2 here. No need to block. We don't have anything else going on. Tassiger, sure. Okay. Guess negate's reasonable. We're going to play the Foundry, I guess, in case he's got some sort of weird discard thing I might have a problem with. Definitely don't want to activate the Hangerbacks now because we got to be able to block the Soulfire Grandmaster. Okay. I'm going to take 4 here. I think we'll probably protect the Hangerback if he burns. Yeah, we'll negate it. I want to keep my stuff. Yeah, third one. So, yeah, I guess we play this one for 2 and then pass. And we've got a lot of Hangerbacks. Impulse. 3 cards in hand. I think we'll just kill it. Could let him draw, but he could get instants and sorceries back, which I don't like. So now if he has Fiery Impulse or something, he doesn't really get to get it back. Choose a non-land card to return to his hand. Guess Grandmaster, which is a bit awkward since I'm killing one, but otherwise I don't really like giving him back Ojutai's Command because he can get it back anyway, plus something else, and Kolaghan's Command allows him to destroy our thing, so I don't like any of those. Our Hangerbacks are getting close to the point where they can attack. Alright. Opponent's in full-fledged card draw mode. Mentor, sure. P and Kieran would be kind of sexy here. Wow, called shot? Funny thing is I can't use it. I almost need to wait on this until I can actually play it and use it right away, which is fine. I have to chill out for a while anyway. But yeah, if I just cast P and Kieran and not be able to use it right away, he just gets to kill it and not let me use it. So I don't like that. But this way I can kill some mentors and be happy about that. Maybe even kill the Soulfire since these have prowess. Doppler Engineer, yeah, that's pretty good too. So I guess we can play Engineer. Swing for 10. Oh, forgot to attack with my Thopter. Whoops. So I can kill a Mentor. I think I'd rather do that and get some dudes. Although, it's a reasonable question. I still think I kill Tasigur. I think killing the Tasigur is better because if he has Radiant Flames, then... Well, I guess if he has Radiant Flames, he can just use 1 mana? 1 type of mana? Or can he, actually? Yeah, well... No, he doesn't have 3 red. If he gets 3 red, then he can. And then he could just blow up my Thopters. But, I mean, he's not in a great spot here. He can copy something and... So he gains some life. So I think he's going to Radiant Flames now. But like I said, he doesn't have 3 red mana, so he can't cast it for 1 color. Oh, but his guys get to live. That's right. Not all of them, but enough of them. And he's going to gain life off of all of the Soulfire Grandmaster stuff too, I guess. But all of his monks are going to die at least. But the fact that his Mentors live is a pretty big deal. And he's at 76 life. I guess that's kind of a big deal too. Surprisingly not in the worst shape though. Opponent only has 1 card left. And we have the land. Alright, this is actually decent. So we go Pia and Kieran. Swing for 5. Actually, I guess I'd rather keep my hanger back around. I think we're gonna use our little Thopter tokens. I'm not ready to blow up hanger back yet. Well, I guess I should have attacked there, but we're kind of low on life. Oh, and then he has Utter End. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess I should have played around the second Utter End. It's a big mistake now. No, I guess we take 3. It's decent, actually. So I guess we attack. Or not, actually. Oh, let's just swing with a Thopter. And blow this up. And then pass. Guess we kill it in response here. Alright. The Utter End on our hanger back turned out to be pretty bad for us. It's too bad. Alright, well, we had an opportunity there to draw the way to kill Jace, but we didn't get it, unfortunately. Would have been pretty helpful there. And like I said, the other end on the hanger back, I think, is ultimately what's going to be what costs us here. Otherwise, I think we would have been fine otherwise. I think we definitely would have been right back in this. Also, only saw one negate this game. We are running 4, so that's not ideal either. Okay. All right. Looks like you got us. So, Lost Against Radiant Flames. I still feel like it's a card we can fairly easily beat. Just basically relies on us having a negate, which we are currently running 4 of. It also stops the other end. I guess Disdainful Stroke would too, and it stops Ojutai's command. But there is enough of his deck where, oh, it's like, why hasn't it killed me yet? Okay. So he's got Mentor, Soulfire Grandmaster, Jace. I guess I do want to actually go up to the full spell wad, take out his stuff. I think it's worth it. Let's drop an aggregate this time, and I don't know if I want to drop another Ghost Fireblade, but I'm debating it. I don't want to drop another creature. That's kind of the problem. But I do want all of these burn after seeing all the stuff that it takes care of in his deck. I think it's worth it. What do I drop? That is a mystery. Sky Spawner flies over top. Aggregate gets big. I really don't know the answer to this. They both seem pretty important, relevant. Guess let's drop the Sky Spawner. The aggregate doesn't die to Radiant Flames. Fact, is that even a reason to keep it at 4 and drop yet another Sky Spawner, maybe? Could see that. Okay, let's try this. It's unfortunate we have to mulligan again. But this one's a keep. Not an ideal keep, but put that on the bottom. Something that we just really can't mulligan. All right. Let's take Jace out of the equation. I think I would counter. Well, we're going to kill that too. All right. Bit awkward. No token producers. All right. Well, it's pretty helpful. All right. Can't protect myself from Radiant Flames here. How did I not note that my opponent's missing 1,000 mana too? I guess it's fairly relevant. But being able to blow something up plus leave up. Still missing the land? Oh, that's good news for us. I guess I should attack first, right? Silly me. All right. pretty good looking shape now. I can imagine my opponent's got... if I draw land too, I can go Whirler Rogue, leave up negate. Is that right? Oh, I guess I cannot counter that. I think we are going to play the Whirler Rogue. The main reason I'm playing Whirler Rogue here is that if he has a board wipe, I still have a follow-up Pia and Kieran. And he has to draw specifically an untapped red mana. Well, there it is. Guess we'll counter it. Oh, I've seen all the negates. I guess that's nice. I do have Foundry coming up. I guess that's nice. Negate that. Fiery Impulse, which does currently have full value. I think we are just gonna swing with Thopters. And then we'll I want to get Tasker off the board here. All right. So Tasker's gone. I've got Negate. Might as well counter it. Aggregate. Coming down here. And it's got to be close to lethal here. Obnix. All right. He's got to kill Vile Aggregate, I guess. He's killing Pia and Kieran. All right. Just in case of board wipe. So we're going to kill Obnix. Attack him. Alright. And I want to save the Foundry until the end of my opponent's turn, just in case he's got another Radiant Flames or something. Alright. Well, I guess Radiant Flames doesn't get him out of this. I mean, the nice thing about our deck is it's just straight up just got good protection against, even though Radiant Flames deals with everything, we rebuild really fast, which is just a really nice aspect of this deck, is you're always like a top deck away from a full new army, you know? So opponent's got to dig. I don't know what opponent could dig for, though, that would get them out of this spot. I can't imagine what that would be that would get them out of this. Has he already played a land? Or is he trying to just get like roast Soulfire, and then he goes Soulfire, roast the Vile Aggregate? That would work. That'd be really good for my opponent, actually. So my opponent does have some things, I guess, that keep him in the game, and this is a huge card advantage for him right now. So just land, Soulfire. All right, well, cracking this. Oh, dig through Time of Our Own, you say. I like that. All right, I'm going to dig. Sweet. All right, got the match. Pretty fortunate for us there. And we even got to do it in response to the Fiery Impulse, which would have gained them life. So, all right, surprising victory. Not exactly surprising. I guess it's surprising because our opponent's deck is so expensive. Look at the money in this thing. Look at how much money this deck is that we just played against. I'm trying to think of the most. Well, Soulfire is expensive. Jace is clearly expensive. I imagine Crackling Doom's not super cheap. It's a pretty highly played card in these control decks. Tasigur, not sure on how cheap. Maybe Ob Nixilis is cheap. Is Painful Truths cheap? I should check that, actually. It's pretty highly played. But, yeah, got the victory against a pretty solid control build. So, satisfied with that. Let's see how we can do in another league game.